Hello all, Christian Karateka here. I've been doing a lot of thinking about Aikido, particularly to answer the question, is Aikido an effective martial art? When I took Aikido, it was under a retired Marine named Jerry. Jerry's mindset on training was that Aikido was combat, even to the point of calling it Sentao Aikido. Jerry's art consisted of three things during class. The first was warm-ups, sit-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks, all to the tune of Jerry singing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Every set of 1, 2, 3 was 1. The second thing in Jerry's classes was we would do fundamentals, which would be his Tai Sabaki. You might have seen me doing footwork that would have resembled what he taught us, which was step off line, step off line, step to the angle, step to the angle, step to the angle again, step to the angle again, and so on and so forth. All of this Tai Sabaki really didn't stick with me. But looking back on it, that was fundamental to his art. And I really appreciate him for showing me that. The third thing we would do in class were drills. These are the techniques. This is the Aikido. We would do the drills for probably an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes each night, where one person would stand in the middle and 3 to 5 people would stand in a crescent moon in front of them. The first person would attack. They would do the technique. The next person would attack. They would do the technique. The next person attacked. They would do the technique. Then they would bow to the next person, trade spots, and the cycle would continue until everyone had done the technique. The class would then move on to technique number 2. And we would do that every night. It was during these drills that I learned probably the most important lesson in martial arts. And that was the meaning of Moichido. The meaning of Moichido literally is one more time. But I think when Jerry said Moichido, it meant do it until you get it right. And that's what he would have us do. Sometimes we would never get past the first 5 or so techniques, drilling them over and over again until we each had it just right. And when we got it wrong, he expected us to make it work and then do it again, no matter how wrong we were. And so that's my memory of Aikido. Constantly drilling the techniques, constantly training, teaching myself the biomechanics, teaching myself the principles through these techniques. And then when I look at Aikido as it stands today, not a lot of people like it. Most people say it's completely ineffective, a waste of time, and I've heard as much as worse than having no training at all. I even got into an argument with someone in college about whether it was as good of an art as things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling. We disagreed so much that we had to finally take it outside to see who would win in a first takedown wins contest. I wound up winning that fight in front of his girlfriend, I might add, so we agreed that it was because the grass was slippery and I was wearing boots and he was wearing sneakers. Fair enough. I think the reason was I had about 7 years martial arts training at the time and he had maybe 2. But one way or the other, I was adamant that Aikido is effective. My whole life, as I continued training other martial arts, I have seen people saying Aikido is not effective, and I've held to the fact that I really do think it is. But I have one concern. My concern is that Aikido and Aikidoka have sacrificed their self-defense for their philosophy. And this really upsets me, because the way of harmony has all the parts in place to be a very effective martial art. It has excellent footwork with Tai Sabaki. It has devastating and effective and efficient techniques, joint locks, a powerful understanding of biomechanics, good controls, good joint locks, and good use of momentum manipulation. But what's missing? There's something missing between the techniques you practice and the reality of when they're applied. So my 3 pieces of advice to address this concern is 1, start pressure testing your techniques. You have a joint lock or you have a throw. Do it against someone who doesn't want to let you. Do it at a faster speed. Do it while they're trying to hit you again. Do it from a different angle. Do it while they're moving in a different direction than you would expect them to move. Practice each technique and see where, how, and why it works in different contexts so that you can return to practicing the technique with the security that it'll work in whatever context you do find yourself in. Next, start hitting. Not as your focus. I'm not saying take up boxing. I'm just saying use your hits to bridge from the person attacking you to you attacking them. So that when they throw their hit, it's not here, it's here, then here. It doesn't change your art. I'm not saying change the art. I'm saying use a hit as a bridge into your art. Because if their force is moving forward, your fist hitting them is not going to stop their entire body moving forwards. But what it might do is off-balance them enough to make your technique work better. The third thing is change your mindset. Discard the idea that harmony means pacifism. It doesn't. Your art is not designed to leave someone not hurting on the ground so that you can walk away and they can change their ways and think about how to be a better person next time. No. Your art breaks people. So your mindset should reflect that I am going to, in a harmonious way, hurt this person. My mindset in fighting is that I am more important to my loved ones than the person who would take me away from them. And so my training and my mindset while training will be that I am going to learn and I am going to do whatever it takes to go from being in an altercation to being safely at home. And that means if I have to learn how to hurt someone and get comfortable with the idea that my art will hurt someone, and I need to emotionally prepare myself for seriously injuring another person, then I am going to do it. And that is going to be a part of my training. And I am going to keep that at the forefront of my mind while I do my art. So, with these 3 pieces of advice, pressure test, strike, and change your mindset to whatever it takes, go home. This is one Christian karateka wishing any Aikido-ka out there the best of luck on their martial arts journey.